Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to our story time. Snuggle up tight, close your eyes, and let's journey to a land far, far away. In a vast, sun-drenched savanna lived a magnificent lion named Leo. He was the king of all the animals. His roar could shake the leaves from the tallest trees, and his golden mane shone like the sun itself. All the other animals respected and feared him. Leo was strong, proud, and he liked to spend his afternoons napping in the shade of a big ancient baobab tree. One sunny afternoon, as Leo was deep in a royal slumber, a tiny field mouse named Pip was scurrying about searching for berries. Pip was small, quick, and very, very curious. He was so busy looking for the juiciest berry that he didn't see the giant sleeping lion right in his path. Before he knew it, he had scampered right up Leo's twitching tail, onto his back, and all the way up to his nose. Leo's nose tickled. Achoo! The lion let out a thunderous sneeze that sent poor Pip tumbling through the air. Leo's eyes snapped open, and he was not happy. He pinned the trembling little mouse under his enormous paw. "You tiny creature," he roared, his voice booming like thunder. "How dare you wake me from my nap? I should eat you for a snack." Pip was terrified. His little heart was beating like a drum, but he gathered all his courage and squeaked, "Oh, please, King Leo, forgive me. I didn't mean to wake you. If you let me go, I promise, one day I will repay your kindness. I may be small, but I can be a good friend." Leo looked at the tiny mouse under his paw and let out a hearty laugh. "You? Repay me? A tiny mouse helping a mighty lion? That's the funniest thing I've ever heard." The idea was so amusing to Leo that his anger melted away. He was in a good mood now. "All right, little one," he said, lifting his paw. "Run along. The king is feeling generous today, but don't ever disturb my sleep again." Pip couldn't believe his luck. Thank you, your majesty," he squeaked, and he scurried away as fast as his little legs could carry him, disappearing into the tall grass. He never forgot the lion's mercy. Weeks passed. The seasons changed, and the savanna was filled with the sounds of life. One evening, a group of hunters came into the savanna. They set a clever trap made of thick, strong ropes, hoping to catch a big animal. And who should walk right into it but the mighty King Leo? He was strolling through the trees, enjoying the cool evening air, when suddenly, swoosh, a net made of heavy ropes pulled him up into a tree, trapping him completely. Leo roared and thrashed with all his might. He twisted and turned, but the more he struggled, the tighter the ropes became. His roars of anger soon turned into roars of frustration and fear. He was the king, the strongest of all, yet he was helpless. The whole savanna heard his cries, but no animal dared to come near the hunter's trap. They were all too scared. But one little creature heard the roars and recognized the voice of the king. It was Pip, the mouse. He remembered his promise. "The king is in trouble," he thought. "I must help him." Without a second thought, he scurried towards the sound. He found Leo tangled in the net, hanging from the tree, tired and defeated. "Your Majesty," Pip called out from below. Leo looked down and saw the tiny mouse. "Pip? Is that you? What are you doing here? Run away before the hunters come back." "I came to help you just as I promised," Pip squeaked bravely. "Don't worry, I have a plan." And with that, he scurried up the tree trunk and onto the thick ropes of the net. He began to gnaw at one of the main ropes with his small, sharp teeth. He nibbled and chewed and nibbled. It was hard work, but he didn't stop. Leo watched in amazement. The tiny mouse was doing what his own mighty strength could not. Slowly but surely, the first rope snapped. Then Pip moved to the next one. Chew, 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 snap! Another rope broke. He worked tirelessly, one rope after another. His little jaw ached, but the thought of his promise kept him going. Finally, after what felt like a very long time, the last main rope snapped. The net tore open, and with a great thud, Leo fell to the ground, free at last. He shook himself off, stretched his mighty limbs, and looked at the tiny mouse with new eyes. He nuzzled Pip gently with his nose. "Pip," he said, his voice soft and full of gratitude. "You saved my life. I was wrong to laugh at you. You are small, but your heart is brave, and your friendship is mighty. You kept your promise. From this day forward, you are my friend, and you will always be safe in my kingdom." From that day on, the great lion and the tiny mouse were the best of friends. They were an odd pair for sure. Sometimes you could see Pip riding on Leo's head as they patrolled the savannah. Leo learned that true strength is not just about size or power, but also about kindness and having a good heart. And Pip learned that even the smallest creature can make a very big difference. And so, my little dreamer, remember the story of Leo and Pip. It shows us that an act of kindness, no matter how small, is never wasted, and that true friends can come in all shapes and sizes. Now, drift off to sleep, and may your dreams be filled with kindness and wonderful adventures. Good night.